Okay, shalom. This is GMS Wisconsin with another sit down, and today we're doing our sit down on the LGBT gay rights agenda, and we're just gonna hop right into it.
Yeah, we'll start you off with a little history, so you can know where it came from and where it's going.
Right.
And the global agenda.
Because the LGBT it ain't something new. It was pushed in the 1940s, and it was pushed by this guy who you see on the screen right now, Bayard Rustin, which was the mentor of Martin Luther King. This is from the Wikipedia. This is Bayard Rustin. You just go right into it, and it says he was says in July 2007, with the permission of the estate of Bayard Rustin, a group of San Francisco Bay Area African American LGBT community leaders officially formed the Bayard Rustin LGBT Coalition, or BRIC, to promote greater participation in the electoral process, advance civil and human rights issues, and promote the legacy of Mr. Rustin. In addition, the Bayard Rustin Center for LGBTQA activism, awareness, and reconciliation is located at Guilford College, a Quaker school. Right, so this guy, Bayard Rustin, he was one of the guys who formulated the LGBT. And he said that he wanted this to be his legacy. Okay? And he's supposed to be a Jake. So we put scriptures on this one statement, or one heading that the brother just read. So we're going to read the scriptures on that.
It's Ezekiel 11:11. This city shall not be your cauldron, neither shall ye be the flesh in the midst thereof.
Right, so this city shall not be your cauldron. The city is talking about America. We ain't supposed to be making legacies. And at that, he's making a wicked legacy to be known of homosexuality, which is which is abomination according to the scriptures.
But I will judge you in the border of Israel.
Right, so you're going to judge him in the border of Israel.
So, it doesn't matter that he making a legacy here in America, calling himself an African American. He's going to be judged under the law, statutes, and commandments given to his forefathers on Mount Sinai all the way up to today.
Come.
Yeah, I wish I was going to get you.
Yep. Because they portrayed in this wickedness and pushed it on the people.
All right, this is First Maccabees chapter 1 verses 11. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Right, and that's what he did. He made a covenant with the heathens, and specifically the so-called Jews when we get into it. Okay, he persuaded who? He persuaded Jake. And the persuasion was that homosexuality is accepted. And
we say Jake, we mean Judah on down to the 11 other brothers, all Israelites.
Yep. So that he pushed this perversion on the people, on our people, on Israel. So he's gonna get judged for that. Go ahead.
That are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Right. Basically, if you don't go by the laws of this so-called white man and be in his society, you ain't gonna basically prosper. Right. That American dream.
You got to look at the year that he did these things. What do you think was going on with the average black, Latin, Native American in the 40s? Right. Use your imagination. You weren't getting on no buses. You weren't driving no cars.
Yep.
You didn't have no picket fence. Your mom was being auntie mama, working for the slave master and the jobs they had.
3 jobs at a time.
Your father was lucky if he worked at the steel mill or any jobs like that.
Yes, right. Go ahead. Keep that going a little bit out.
It says, so this device pleased them well.
Right. He said this device pleased who well? The so-called white man well. The Jews to be exact. Because they pushed the agenda and they wanted Israel to get involved in the wickedness so the Lord can punish us for it. That was their whole agenda, to make Jake go off. Because they know we go by the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, that was given to us. So if we sinning and we going off, that's how the Lord, the Lord punishes us for that.
So they knew that.
It says, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Right.
So they knew that we had sellout amongst our nation. We always had.
Okay.
And then the Edomites, they know their history. So they know you always got sellout niggas and you can buy a nigga cheap.
Yep. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It says Bayard Rustin, March 17th to 1912 to August 24th, 1987, was an American leader in social movements for civil rights, socialism, pacifism, and nonviolence, and gay rights. He was born and raised in Pennsylvania, where his family was involved in civil rights work. In 1936, he moved to Harlem, New York City, and earned a living as a nightclub and stage singer, and continued activism for civil rights.
Yep.
Could have been a drag queen for all we know.
Yep.
It says influence on the civil rights movement.
Right, which the NAACP. I get the
Ecclesiastes.
the first two because they're both from Sirach.
It says Rustin was arrested in Pasadena, California in 1953 for homosexual activity with two other men in a parked car. Originally charged with vagrancy and lewd conduct, he pleaded guilty to a single lesser charge of sex perversion, as consensual sodomy was officially referred to in California then, and served 60 days in jail. This was the first time that his homosexuality had come to public attention.
Right, which he had to do basically like a sacrifice. He had to get deemed as some type of evil at that time. Humiliation, right.
That's the sacrifice. You fast forward up to date, you had Kanye West do a humiliation sacrifice to Taylor Swift. When she went to go get her award, and he jumped on, he snatched it out of her hand and said, well, why Beyonce would get this? So forth, and everybody was stunned. This is the same the humiliation sacrifice that they do even to this day.
Yep.
It says this was the first time that his homosexuality had come to public attention. He had been and remained candid about his sexuality, although homosexuality was still criminalized throughout the United States.
Came out the closet. He wouldn't go to jail now.
Right.
After his conviction, he was fired from FOR.
FOR is the Fellowship of Reconciliation. It was a group that was men and women, a group that took part of nonviolence. So that's what he was a part of.
He became the executive secretary of the War Resisters League.
Right, which is the same sect, but a branch off and is more secular, which means on a worldwide scale. And you brothers can look that up. So basically, he did the embarrassing act, and he basically just got booted up to another rank because he became the executive secretary of the War Resistance League.
We're going to show you how the scriptures intertwine with what they're doing.
Okay, this is Sirach 33 and 14. Good is set against evil.
Right. We are the good, they are the evil.
And life against death.
We are the life, they are the death.
So is the godly against the sinner.
We are the godly, they are the sinners.
And the sinner against the godly.
And him against us. Vice versa.
So look upon all the works of the Most High.
Right. It's all your house shop. He works both of them.
And there are two and two, one against another.
That's called balance.
Okay.
Keep it.
No, 14 to 15. Then it's 42 to 22. Okay, this is Sirach 42 and 22. Oh, how desirable are all his works, and that a man may see even to a spark.
Right, because basically this is them versus us is a bigger agenda, you know. Go ahead.
All these things live and remain forever for all uses.
Right. So them doing a gay rights, them doing the gay rights, basically the scripture gonna say the Lord raised us up so we can counter it, basically. Go ahead.
And they, excuse me, and they are all obedient.
Right. Like the brother just read, good is set against evil.
Right,
Evil against good.
They did their part. Now we got to do our part. So the rest of you Jakes that should be raising up and should be getting angry about this. And it's bigger than just you using profanity, talking about you cursing gays out and you will knock them out.
Right.
This the real knockout.
Right.
This is true.
Right.
Yeah, spirit. Our fight is not through carnal things.
But we don't war after the flesh.
It says, verse 24, all things are double one against another.
Right. That's that gay rights movement against the truth. Yahweh shot.
And he hath made nothing imperfect.
That's right. So, being as that they doing these wicked acts, it's not imperfect because it's according to the will of the Most High.
Yep. It was his movie, the Lord's movie. One thing established the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory.
Yeah, that's right. Right. The homosexuality. And what's this guy's name?
Bayard Rustin.
Right. He establishing the good, us.
Exactly.
That's why we here doing this lesson, because of him.
Right, through the works.
Right. So Yahweh is perfect.
It says,
Luke
9:23.
All right, this is St. Luke chapter 9 verses 23.
Because a lot of y'all forgot about this. So a lot of you older people who watch these videos, you got to get back to this. And this is in the New Testament.
This is
the New Testament.
Right, for you Christians.
Right.
It's in red.
And this is Christ, called Christ speaking. This is Luke 9:23. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily.
Right, so that's what we doing. We taking up the cross daily to do this work for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's what the cross is. The cross is the suffering, the temptation, okay, trial and error, and the sacrifice.
Seeing the wickedness, get mad and counter it with his word.
Okay.
It says, and follow me.
Yep.
For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Yep. And we lose our life in this world, and we save it through the Spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai when we get the kingdom. And that's what these lower Luciferians do. They lose their public eye view, as you can say, to get embarrassed or humiliated. Right, to get embarrassed or humiliated so they can live the life of this world. That's what it's all about. They get boosted up in this world, okay, and they get they receive, their consolation, the pleasures of this world.
So just how they get humiliated to obtain a spot, we get humiliated to obtain our spot. That's how you know that the Most High is working the whole world, good and evil.
Yeah.
It says, but whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it.
Yep.
And that's on both ends, good and bad, evil and good.
For what is a man advantage if he gain the whole world and lose himself or be cast away? For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
Right, so all you people sitting in the middle, waiting, talking about you saved on the sideline, y'all watching, this goes for you pastors, you deacons, you rabbis, you so-called, whatever sect you want to call yourself, y'all going in the missiles.
Old church congregation.
Playing neutral.
Yep, right.
Deal with neutral.
Yep.
No respect for Christ. It says, when he shall come in his glory, in his own glory, and in his fathers, and of the holy angels. But I tell you of a truth, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the kingdom of God.
Yep. That's it. Take 25. Okay, that's it.
Now this is influence on the civil rights movement. Rustin was arrested in Rustin took leave from the War Resistance League in 1956 to advise Martin Luther King Jr. On the Gandhian tactics.
Right, meaning non-violent.
Yep.
King was organizing the public transportation boycott in Montgomery, Alabama, known as the Montgomery bus boycott.
Yep.
According to Rustin, I think it's fair to say that Dr. King's view of nonviolent tactics was almost non-existent when the boycott began. So what's that telling you? That's telling you that Martin Luther King, who y'all claim is a great advocate for nonviolence, he believed in violence at one point in time. And he was converted over to that nonviolent philosophy.
Right, by Bayard Rustin. He had to basically mold him into that character, that cult of personality character.
Yeah. So one of his mentors.
Mm-hmm.
Or take death.
In other words, Dr. King was permitting himself and his children and his home to be protected by guns.
Mm-hmm.
Rustin convinced King to abandon the armed protection, including a personal handgun. So your great man that everybody looks up to, Martin Luther King, don't even believe in his own philosophy.
There you
go. Persuaded to change.
And by the way, because we didn't mention it earlier, this is off of Wikipedia. Bayard Rustin. So we just skipping through the points to bringing out the good points in his history of his life, basically.
It says foreign policy. The plight of Jews in the Soviet Union reminded Rustin of the struggles that blacks faced in the United States. Soviet Jews faced many of the same forms of discrimination in employment, education, and housing, while also being prisoners within their own country, while being denied the chance to immigrate by Soviet authorities. After seeing the injustice that Soviet Jews faced, Rustin became a leading voice in advocating for the movement of Jews from the Soviet Union to Israel.
Right. So he took place as being a voice speaker to get the Jews, those so-called Jews, the Khazars, which was over there in Russia, to Israel. He basically helped that agenda with them.
And then his agenda he was helping, it was only advocating to you stupid ass niggas who believe that shit. Because they was able to do that on the international world when it came to the League of Nations and so forth.
Yep.
They just needed him to project it to his people in the ghettos, or some of y'all was middle class, and so forth.
To get it on, like I said in the beginning, that they face the same problems as us.
It says, after seeing the injustice,
I got Isaiah.
Okay. He worked closely with the Senator Henry Jackson in Washington, who introduced legislation that tied trade relations with the Soviet Union to their treatment of Jews.
Alright, this is Zechariah chapter 11 verses 5. It says, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right, and that's talking about the Khazars.
International bakers.
Them the ones who really own everything. Them the ones who paid for the cargo slave ships and slayed us. Them the ones that own the East Indies Company. Mm-hmm. So this who this talk to, not the average white crack.
Right.
That's why LBJ and those other guys was Jews.
Yep, Lyndon B. Johnson. Yep.
It says, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Right, our own person who was of our nation didn't have no pity, which I don't know, he probably was being bamboozled too.
Yep, paid off. But it showed that through this foreign policy, the article part, that he knew basically to be involved with them so-called Jews, they know who you are. So he had to know something. He had to be at some type of standard point. That's why he was advising Martin Luther King, and that was a big phenomenal thing that King did to the tribe of Judah.
Same people that set up the British mandate for the fake Jews that entered in Palestine set this guy up. Right, so to only bring about the agenda. So he wasn't nothing more than a Uncle Tom.
But a tool.
Yeah, a tool being used by these these Amalekites, which are fake Jews.
But today y'all know them as international bankers, Illuminati.
Yeah.
All right, this Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret. There shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
Okay. Right. So all this information is coming out on you elites and all these Uncle Toms, and everything that was hidden, the Lord got his men, his soldiers on the end of this world, to spirit Habashim Shai to bring everything out in the forefront. That's the purpose of these lessons that all the brothers around the world been making.
Yep, so double honors to the elders. And everybody knows there's only one group of elders, and the GMS,
who rule over all Israel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It said Luke 8:17. I got Isaiah. Okay, this is Isaiah 1:23. Thy princes are rebellious.
Right, it's talking about the leaders, man. Those of high stature. He has high stature because he in the foreign policy. Go ahead.
And companions of thieves.
Right, he was a companion to these international bankers, man. The same people that put us on those slave ships and brought us here to America. He was in league with these same very people.
Everyone loveth gifts.
Right, and he loved a gift. What was that gift? A little fame, a little fortune.
Right, even the cast.
The money, right. Right. Damn. Right. Everyone, okay, Slakia, and followeth after rewards.
Right, that's what he was following.
He made his legacy. It says, they judge not the fatherless.
Right, and we the fatherless.
Okay.
Those Israelites that was in slavery for 500 years, who they said that had something in common with those Jews that was in the Soviet Union. You know?
We ain't nothing apart. We ain't nothing apart of that.
Exactly. So it's no comparison. You can't even contrast that.
Okay. Does the cause of the window come unto them?
Right, no. It don't, because basically day in and day out, through all of these legislation and policies he got passed, our people still on the bottom of the totem pole. We still ain't shit in this world.
We still a prey.
Okay. It says, therefore saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries.
Right, it's talking about you so-called Jews. Man.
And that's happening now through the spirit of this knowledge.
Okay.
The spiritual darts.
Yep. And avenge me of mine enemies.
That's coming next. Start with the mouthpiece through the men of the Lord, and the trickle down, then comes the ass kicking. Yahweh shall return.
That's right. Yeah. That's it.
This is Ephesians chapter 5, verses 6. It says, let no man deceive you with vain words.
Right. I have a dream speech trickling on down to this guy. All these words in smooth, cult of personality ways. That's all in the scriptures.
All your pastors.
Yep. Your activist leaders, your communist leaders.
And last and not least, Barack Hussein Obama. The one who just redid the whole Martin Luther King walk, and they also got a spinoff from that going on all over the nation, and it's all coming on cable or whatever network you using. 500-man march, 50-man march, march for the rights of black men in school.
The voter rights that just came up, that they just took and put a lot of you people to sleep because y'all just mad at it out of nowhere.
Yep. So they doing the same thing over again, like they did 50 years ago. Same thing, putting Jake, trying to put Drake back to sleep. They working, but you know, through the spirit of Habashim Shai, all that's gonna be all that's vain in the first place.
They can't work hard.
They can't work harder than the prophets.
It says, for because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience.
So don't be asking why all these Trayvon Martins getting dropped. Because they just had another Trayvon Martin just got dropped.
Yeah. And all the children of disobedience, all these homosexuals, they finna start dropping. They about to start catching more and more diseases. The Lord finna start showing his face.
Yeah, because that's why it's a rise in all cities of crime, even Milwaukee.
verse 7, it says, "Be not ye therefore partakers with them."
Right. So you got a choice to make, either righteousness or wicked. And you know, I told everybody, ain't no standing in the middle. Y'all wish y'all finna make y'all all choose a side.
Huh. Ain't no gray areas.
We don't deal with people with pom-poms standing on the sideline watching.
Surely, right. Because if you sit on the sidelines watching, you a partaker with them sins.
And you're keeping your sword from blood.
Okay.
It says, "For ye were sometimes darkness." It says, "But now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light."
Exactly. At first, they used to be able with them statistics and y'all propaganda on TV, promoting and showing blacks all into gangs, all into drugs, stealing, killing, lying. And y'all use y'all statistics to push that out. And then you bring this book out called Men on the Down Low and those things.
Yep.
It says, "For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth."
Yep. And that's us bringing the scriptures out, because we was once in darkness. Now we got back to the sons of the power, back to our nationality. Now we got to bring out this information and the truth. This is
That's it.
okay.
It says human rights, gay rights. Throughout the 1970s and the 1980s, Rustin worked as a human rights and election monitor for Freedom House. He also testified on behalf of the New York State's Gay Rights Bill in 1986. He gave a speech, "The New Niggers Are Gays."
Right. That's that same thing that they pushing out now. The new black is gay. And remind you, he was a part of the NAACP, which our elders did a special on that, showing that the so-called Jews was involved. Well, this guy, he was a part of that.
So
that NAACP, the NAACP was an agenda, like us brothers been saying, was to push this homosexuality underhandedly. So now we out here showing you brothers that this is one of the guys who they used to,
and to show you that this is nothing new. This happened back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So this thing that Obama is pushing, that all these articles are coming out exposing the NAACP because they just sold out. They've been advocating this agenda since the 1970s. So this 40s. Is nothing new. This is 40s.
Yep.
In which he asserted, today blacks are no longer the litmus paper of the barometer of social change. Blacks are in every segment of society, and there are laws that help to protect them from racial discrimination. The new niggers are gays.
Right.
It is.
So basically, you have to be gay to be discriminated. So no matter all the things that happened to us in the past, those are like basically swept under the rug.
Basically.
Yeah. So the NAACP really didn't do nothing but bring these women's rights to the table.
Yep.
Sterilization, and other things that they brought along with this madness, this whole gay rights thing.
So that's what they was really set up for. To cloak like they was about us, and bring in what you just said.
All right, it's a think tank for Satan. It says, it is in this sense that gay people are the new barometer for social change. The question of social change should be framed with the most vulnerable group in mind, gay people.
See?
Right, so
that's what. My bad. Go ahead.
No, say you see how he comparing gay people to the blacks, because he's using the blacks and springboarding off of that to say that gay people are just like blacks. They need legislation. Exactly, they need legislation to protect themselves. And they need this and they need that, and they just as strong as black people. And it's all to push this agenda.
And they know they better get all the tribes to even our 11 other brothers, because the first thing the Latins or the Dominicans or the Puerto Ricans, they'll say the same thing. We went into slavery too. We went through what y'all went through. Right? Because we all Israelites.
Yeah. So they going to use Judah for everything first.
I'll go this way.
Okay. Jeremiah 51 and 19. I ain't know if you want to go in order or not.
No. This Psalms 53, because it goes back up all the time. Psalms 53 and 4. Have the workers of iniquities no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread? They have not called upon God. That's it.
Yeah, so those that eat up our people are these so-called Jews, man, with these underhanded covert operations
Yep.
that they have used in NAACP to push on our people.
Yep.
Yep. That's why the Lord said, "Do you have the iniquities of workers have no knowledge?" Like, do you not know that Yahushua gonna see this and set this man right back up?
Yep.
Put us right back out here.
Right.
And because back then, and that's on the spirit, because back then, the elder, our eldest elder, Abba Bivens, was at around that time. So you could imagine on how he was snapping, and the spirit was on him. Okay, so he was out there speaking all this about the Bible and the truth about who we are, and they was doing this. They was setting this up in his prime, basically back then. Mm-hmm. You know. Underhandedly. So Abba Bivens was speaking about all of this, about all this wickedness, homosexuality, and now it's being pushed to the forefront. Okay, but y'all still not getting away because the Lord still got his men out here ever since then.
And honor to Abba Bivens for being the watchman.
Yeah. Honest.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51 verses 19. It says the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things.
Right. So once they try to get the tribes to go into with this madness, specifically the top tribe, Judah, okay, everybody's gonna fall in.
That's right.
And they the form of a lot of wickedness as well too.
That's why.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yep. They're the form of a lot of wickedness too.
It says, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, this is Genesis 49:8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Right. Yeah. That's why the other nations under us, they follow after us, because we set a mark.
Yep.
Why you think some of the biggest advertisement goes to the football players, the basketball players, boxers,
yeah.
The dancers and singers?
Yep.
Because that's Judah.
Yep. So they see Judah outraging homophobics, and they ramping up way more than the so-called white man and him and his pedophilia. Judah is being the top of a lot of wickedness, so they doing it, and everybody else gonna follow up under, like the brother just said.
11 other brothers follow up on from Benjamin on down to Israel.
Yep. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
That means we're gonna be at the, not the head, but at the neck.
Yep.
We're gonna be right up there with
these Edomites.
Yep. Exactly. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
That's actually 2 and 13. Jeremiah.
2 and 13.
2 and 13. I get it.
I got it right here. This is Jeremiah 2 and 13. For my people have committed 2 evils.
Mm-hmm.
They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters.
Right, the fountain of living waters is this truth. Okay? Go ahead.
That you're an Israelite, you ain't supposed to be doing this homosexual perversion.
Or
trying to play neutral.
Right.
Exactly. It says, and hew them out cisterns.
Uh-huh.
Broken cisterns.
Right. A cistern is basically something that holds water. Okay? You can put that as the truth. We hold the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now, if it's broken, there's no knowledge in there. So, alluding to this, you have all of this homosexual rights and lesbian gay rights that they pushing throughout their mouth. It holds no value in the scriptures. It holds no type of value. Because it's all vain. It's all vanity. Go ahead.
That can hold no water.
See? Yeah, it holds no water. It holds no truth. All of this is a lie. All this is make-believe. It was said that it was a philosophy. Non-violence was a philosophy.
Right. And that's why they went on an attack to destroy the Bible a long time ago. That's why you have people like Eddie Griffin and these other comedians making a joke about the Bible, and the church made sure that they made the scriptures look like they was contradictory.
Yep.
So people to believe that it's a joke, and then have this fake Christian versus Islam war going on.
Yep.
And more people die with religion than any other thing of the world, so it gotta be evil.
Yep.
That's why they did all that.
Yep. That was another trick. Yeah.
This world is an illusion, man.
Yeah, and like the brother said, with the comedians, he did that with Tyler Perry. Because all on the Tyler Perry TV show, all they do is crack jokes about the Bible, just nothing but mocking.
His movies
and the Lord gonna get them for that. Okay. Is that it up?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Jesse Jackson.
Now we're gonna get into we're gonna get into the document that Jesse Jackson was caught in his homosexuality acts, and as well as Obama, your great Obama, he's a part of the LGBT, which is lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender act.
This is from ironicsurrealism.com. Gay former employees stunning allegations of sexual harassment and discrimination against Jesse Jackson. Rainbow push surface. It says, Jesse swings both ways. It says, Jesse swings both ways. Who knew? According to the complaint, Jackson treated former employee Tommy Bennett like dirt and was not at all shy when propositioning him for sex. A former employee of the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. at the Rainbow Push Coalition has filed a bombshell wrongful termination and discrimination complaint against the civil rights leader with the City of Chicago's Commission of Human Rights.
Right, these are the lowest dirt bags of the earth, man. This is the leader. This is one of our leaders that's an Israelite. So he's basically a pervert, man. A perverted homosexual,
right?
Man. And this just shows you that these are the type of people that the establishment lifts up and push these agendas with, man.
Right. You blacks call them your leaders.
Right.
Thought he was supposed to be a reverend. Thought he was supposed to be for God.
Yeah.
What God?
Right.
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 They got a man.
It says the complaint filed sometime last year by Tommy R. Bennett, a regular on the Tom Joyner radio show,
who's another faggot,
right?
From Chicago.
along with Tom Joyner.
It says, and member of Barack Obama's LGBT Leadership Council.
Another fact.
Barack Obama, and he's the LGBT is pushed through. We already know Obama is a flaming faggot, and he's down for homosexual rights.
What's the guy name?
Tommy Bennett.
No, Obama.
Oh, Sinclair. Yep,
Yeah,
Sinclair.
Yeah, and you can watch that on C-SPAN.
Yep.
The guy did a 2-hour show on C-SPAN exposing Barack Hussein Obama and the sexual relations that they had amongst each other.
Yep.
It says, include shocking allegations about Jackson's behavior toward the openly gay staffer, including an allegation that the civil rights leader propositioned him.
Right, now this, but what we doing is showing you, brothers, okay, you gotta go back. You exit out?
Yeah, exit on accident.
Go ahead, you can exit back.
This is back in the same article. It says, Reverend Jackson stated that he played football and there was a gay high school teacher who took Reverend Jackson under his wing.
This is this guy's excuse on why he's doing what he's doing to his gay member. This is the advice that he give a guy behind closed doors.
It says, Reverend Jesse Jackson's under his wings and told him that he needed education to go along with football. Reverend Jesse Jackson said, from that gay teacher, I got a good grade. I got to use his car. I got $10, and I got my dick sucked.
That's out of the words of Jesse Jackson. And I quote, he said he got his penis, his rod, sucked.
Reverend Jackson said that that's not gay. That is surviving.
And that's how this guy view homosexual acts.
Yep.
As surviving.
Yep.
But I'm a Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Right. It
Now, what
says
kind of twisted mind is that?
And you still making plays on employees.
Kind of.
It says Bennett allegates this meant Reverend Jackson wanted sex, but that Bennett then left the room. It says, I never applied for travel assistant. I was the National Community Affairs Director. Things didn't blow up until I had to go to his house at 4 a.m. in the morning and pack his clothes, buy his underwear, buy his deodorant, get his Viagra and Cialis, and clean his room.
So, as you can tell, he likes servants.
Yep.
And he likes sexual acts.
Yep.
So, as he's having sex with young men or men in general, he also used Viagra so he can stay up long.
Mm-hmm.
And then these are your leaders. These are your leaders.
That's beyond perversion.
It says that's when things got nuts.
Exactly.
Right.
That's when Jesse Jackson told him, "Oh, you ain't finna participate."
Yep.
Like I participated when I was in a lesser grade and less fortunate than you.
Yep.
Then you gotta go.
Yep.
You gotta go. So that's that on him. Take too much.
So we showing that
Conveying that your leaders, man, into perversion and homosexuality.
kind.
And the only way you can be at the top is if you in that same playing field.
Exactly. Okay, we're coming with another article.
Now this also even became local because we live here in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and bada bing, bada bang, bada bing. You go. And who's leading the front of the pack?
Judah.
Judah.
Like we did the Genesis 49 and 8, man. There you go.
And it goes to show you that these people know about who we are.
And that's why they put that direct picture right there too.
Yes. Right, because who they got leading the pack? They got Jake.
And you see his phrase on his t-shirt.
Mad boy.
That's why the Lord said we the form of all things.
That's mocking.
Yeah. It says, we want, this is the quote, we want to support the gay community and let them know that they're not alone here. Said Castillo, who is bisexual, as she progressed along 63rd Street with her straight husband, Bobby Joe, and their 3 children. We're proud of who we are.
Mm-hmm. Now, like the brother was saying earlier when we was going through it, she said that she was bisexual and her husband is straight. How can you have a bisexual wife and your husband is straight? Well, that's easy because they are swingers. They do that swing activity like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, he gives his woman to go freely and have sex with whoever she wants.
He in return.
And him in return.
That's called being free in America.
Yep.
That's the real freedom what America speaks about.
About 160 people joined the walk promoting tolerance in general and specifically for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community. The event, with the theme of unity in diversity, was organized by the United Alliance, which aims to foster a safe and supportive community for LGBT people and tolerance of diversity.
Yep. So they want people to get tolerated for this whole homosexual activity act. They want it to be the norm. Okay, like breathing air. This is what you basically gonna breathe, is this homosexual activity BS.
That's right.
Because that's exactly what they want it to be. Okay.
Sooner or later, being a man is going to be out of the ordinary.
That scripture.
That's right. And the brothers brought out how it's going to be a law against men actually being men. This is Nahum 3 and 4. Alright, this is Nahum chapter 3 verses 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
That's America. All this witchcraft is pushing out.
The mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms.
Right, they bring everybody over to America and indoctrinate these other nations with this American philosophy, which is Babylon's great juice, which is homosexuality. And they frame it under these acronyms. Throw you off.
And families through her witchcrafts.
Because this is witchcraft, meaning to alter somebody's natural mind state that Yahweh established on earth to all nations. Even the creatures know, even the animals know not to do what y'all do.
Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts.
See that? So you can't say, God bless America. I'm going to say like Barack Hussein Obama Pat said, God damn America.
Yep.
Right.
Condemn this place. Yep.
Be a faggot too.
That's right. It says, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Right, and that's our job, starting with the elders on down to all the Akims all over the world doing this truth.
Yeah.
It's coming out via internet.
That's right. That's our duty.
That's why they got CISPA to cut these sites off. But the Lord going to allow these videos to go out and be made before that time comes. So you better get off the sideline, because if you're watching our videos, you think there's some joke, and you can just sit along, and get along,
right? Eat popcorn and watch
entertainment. And man, the brothers made another video. You're gonna find out that these same gays that we condemning, you're gonna be in a fight with them. That's why we do this
because
work.
You ain't got off the couch.
Right. That's why we do this work, to make sure we don't be a part of that.
That's right. They hold their sword for having blood. It says, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness.
Right. That's why this go out all throughout the world.
International.
You got people in Britain, you got people in Africa, you got people in Asia, Jamaica, and all these foreign lands watching these videos.
Hell,
because it ain't coming out on Cartoon Network.
Nope.
CNN.
It says, and the kingdoms thy shame.
All other nations.
Yep. And they gonna see the shame of America when this place is destroyed.
So just like a woman being exposed, all her undergarments, that's how America's filth is being shown.
Yeah. Embarrassed.
That's what
First Samuel 15:23.
1 Samuel 15:23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
Right. That's you Americans, man. Y'all being charged with witchcraft.
Right. Because how do you have 44 presidents swearing on the Bible and they all homosexuals, doing sexual magic at the highest level, doing orgies all at the White House?
Yep.
Right. So this place is about witchcraft.
Yep.
And stubbornness is as iniquity as idolatry.
Yep.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord,
yep,
he has also rejected thee from being king.
Yep.
That's why America ain't the #1 glorious kingdom in the world where all nations want to come.
Yep.
That's why you got something called merging markets right now.
Yep.
Because there's over 200 different free countries in the world, other than America.
Yep. And you Moabites, you Ammonites, meaning you Chinese and you Japanese, you will not inherit the kingdom next. Y'all forget about it.
Yeah. Making them stupid commercials like y'all finna be the next rulers. that ain't happening.
Right. Why did the heathen rage and imagine the vain thing?
This is wisdom. That's it. This wisdom of Solomon 4:11. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguiles his soul.
That's him. That's that brother right there.
Yep.
Got that stupid ass, demonic ass American flag. Like he flying like a bald eagle. I know what the fuck that means, nigga. And they gave you that stupid ass witchcraft shirt. And excuse my French. They gave him that shirt so he can mock. That's why I'm getting a little upset.
Yep.
You mad, bro, because he talking basically to us. But the witches put him up to it. He don't know. And he got that servitude hat on that came from Rome. Man.
Yep.
And if you look at the building, that whole building is set up as a Roman style. So they made sure they knew exactly which way they wanted them to go.
Exactly. Right, because all them Because all downtown in Kenosha, where we living at, is all set up as Rome. And you know, if we didn't already, right, we doing a lesson on that. Right. Yeah. So the reason why, like the brother said, and it is frustrating and mad, because once you see it, all they bringing us back to Rome. They bringing us right back to Rome, gays and lesbians, homosexuality, back to Rome.
And they protecting these people, man.
Yeah.
That's why I say you mad, bro. That's
what I said. That's mocking. Yeah. You mad,
punch
bro.
him in the face. Oh, you mad, bro? But he able to get away with these certain things because your country allowed, your president allowed.
It's mocking. Yep. So it says, and then when it say, go back a little bit, it says, wickedness shall alter his understanding or beguile his soul. Right. That's to the people who don't know what to think, basically. Should we be with it? Should we not be with it? Or I guess, well, since everybody's doing it, I guess it's okay. Nothing's happened about it. Well, it is America. Everybody should be free. Those stupid phrases that come in. And then you church members want to put in that BS doctrine only God can judge, or abide by the laws. Right. Abide by the laws of the Romans 13. Yeah, all that crap, man.
Set it up.
Yeah.
Right. You see that? That's how they further push this through these reverends and through their deacons and pastors to get all the people to allude to this wickedness. This is all in the scriptures. So it says, for the bewitching, okay, bewitching meaning the casting of a spell. Okay, to be being bewitched is to be deceived or seduced. Okay, when you look up the word seduce, it means to go off or to error. It says, the wickedness shall alter his understanding or deceit beguiles your soul, for the bewitching of naughtiness does obscure the things that are honest. Right, which is the Bible. The Bible is what's honest. And his people as well, because the ones who don't have a clue, they'll be bamboozled by what's going on in this world through the media. Okay?
That's why it's called the media, coming from the Latin medium, which means an instrument that casts spells through.
Yep. And it says, and the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind.
Yep. Sinful lust.
These illicit, perverted desires, man.
Okay.
Thanks to people like Jesse Jackson.
Yep.
You know, they pushing this. Your leaders are pushing this, man. Not for a better America, but to destroy your people, man.
Yep.
That's all it's for.
He being made perfect in a short time, fulfilled a long time, for his soul pleased the Lord, therefore hastened he to take him away from among the wicked. Right, that's all we got to get out of here. We got to get away from this wickedness. Okay, this is Sirach, what is it?
10 and 13.
10 and 13. For pride is the beginning of sin. And that...
Right, pride is the beginning of sin. That's the sin in itself, being prideful. And it says,
we are proud.
Right, and they said, this quote said, we are proud of who we are.
For pride is the beginning of sin. And he that hath it shall pour out abominations.
Right, because pride, when you get prideful, you think you can do whatever you want, say whatever you want, be whatever you want, dress however you like. But all that's abomination. Because when you start to be prideful, you start to do everything that goes against the Lord.
Right, that's like this week, not to go off subject, but this week we was in Milwaukee. We didn't get it recorded, but we actually seen a parade go past us called the Slut Parade.
Yep.
And it was a group of women, no more than 30 to 40, who walked past us, and they was very prideful like that.
Yep.
It was very sincere and passionate
about what they was doing.
Yep.
And I kept asking them, I only had one phrase. How do God feel about this? And I must have asked it repeatedly.
It says, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities. That's what's going to happen.
People are going to be put to death. You know, the Lord is going to throw pestilence on you. You're going to be caught up in them race riots.
Yep. All mechanism of death, like they got the show 100 Ways to Die. The Lord, 1,000 Ways to Die. The Lord finna have people dying in gruesomest ways.
Oh,
unexplainable.
Right. Let me go and give you one. Yesterday I was on the news. A guy was flying a helicopter, through the park like they normally do,
Mm-hmm.
and the helicopter came down, struck a boy in the head, and the propeller cut his neck open, and his vein artery. They say he bled out quickly and died.
Johnny Levine.
So right, so
See?
that's
Right.
Damn.
That's the power of the Lord. Now, when is that?
Right, it doesn't ever
right.
happen.
And they said that was the second time in history of
See?
someone dying
See?
of like that. And what about
See?
that bald eagle that came
And
and
you know
snatched
what?
that little kid up
Yep.
out and almost flew off with him?
Yeah.
See, that is happening now.
Reincarnation. You know, the second time it could have been him who got hit last.
Right, you got right.
You know?
But it's happening now.
Yep.
These strange calamities is happening
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Ladies being thrown from
Roller coaster
ride at
rides.
the top. The one lady dropped out the back of the party bus, and she was 3 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, she was 3 months after pregnancy. She decided to go on a party bus, and
Yep.
the party bus opened up the back door, and she fell out and got hit by 3 cars on the expressway.
Mhm.
So let's go on and on with
That's
these
the Lord,
things.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yep. That's the
This
Lord.
is recent.
And the Lord have us see this all these things, because somebody told me that I actually worked with, told me he was right there. I was like, man, this is closer than you think.
Yeah, yeah.
And the one guy had the tree fall on his head,
Yep.
shaking like a cartoon kid.
Yep.
Them are crazy ways
Them
to
crazy
die.
stories.
Yeah.
Hearing the man's whole head is in his stomach.
Yep.
From a tree. That's the cry y'all about Shemel Shai. And I'm like,
And we laughing.
Yep.
We laughing because the Lord said, "I will laugh at your calamities." And
songs.
Proverbs 1:20. So that's how we laughing. The Lord is laughing through His prophets.
Yep. It says, and overthrew them utterly. So
that's what be happening.
That's
You
what we
see,
just
me
explained.
laughing now.
Yep.
Okay, what they go to?
Just 13.
Okay, that's it.
This is an article from WND.com.
Another article showing this whole LGBT on a massive scale.
Yeah, and that's picking up steam.
Yep.
And they even got your executive and your legislative and your judicial is a part of these things.
Yep. Now they got this. Mom and dad's banished by California.
It says Schwarzenegger signs law outlawing terms perceived as negative to gays.
Right, your famous actor from Russia.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Terminator.
He gonna get terminated.
Right.
Mom and dad, as well as husband and wife, effectively have been banned from California schools under a bill signed by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who, with his signature, also ordered public schools to allow boys to use girls' restrooms and locker rooms, and vice versa if they choose.
See that? That's a wickedness. Okay? That's pushing more homosexuality. That's pushing more. One thing that's gonna push that us brothers are already talking about is a lot of what we say rape, molestation,
and a lot of violence.
And a lot of violence.
Because people gonna be trying to take matters in their own hand when they see these things happen. A lot of people gonna take matters in their own hand to stop this.
Yep.
It says, "We are shocked and appalled that the governor has blatantly attacked traditional family values in California."
Yep.
All right, so where you Christians at?
Who's speaking out? Why Jesse Jackson ain't speaking about this?
Right, the Israelites are.
Said Karen England, executive director of Capital Research Institute. With this decision, Governor Schwarzenegger has told parents that their values are irrelevant. Many parents will have no choice but to pull their children out of the public schools that have now become sexualized indoctrination centers.
Yep. And that's what
At
they
first
pushing.
They started off with just showing from K
Health
to
class.
6th grade, health class, about how the genders work, how you say it, genital parts.
Yeah,
work.
genital,
And then not only that, because at first tried to make it seem like you're trying to show you of your body, a natural function. Then they start bringing in videos of people being transvestites.
Yep. So that's all part of their agenda.
It says, Arnold Schwarzenegger has delivered young children into the hands of those who will introduce them to alternative sexual lifestyles. Said Randy Thomason, president of Campaign for Children and Families, which worked to defeat the plan.
That's called bewitching.
Yeah, exactly.
The brother just brought out in the scripture in Sirach.
This means children as young as 5 years old will be mentally molested in school classrooms.
Right, mentally. That's why I said K to shit. K all the way to high school.
Yep.
It says, shame on Schwarzenegger and the Democratic politicians for ensuring that every California school becomes a homosexual, bisexual, transsexual indoctrination center.
Well, you really can't thank Schwarzenegger because he's nothing but a propped up tool for the elites.
He is. He probably one of the.
He's gay. Of course he's gay because he couldn't be in that position.
Yep.
But it's the elites that's behind this.
Yep. And it was said that he's one of the not children but cousins of something going back to the elites. So
that's it.
Now we're gonna bring. Yep.
Now we're about to bring about how it's being pushed internationally in other countries. Because this thing has to go global for it to
all
succeed.
These Edomites are homosexuals, lesbians.
This is from the WashingtonTimes.com.
This ain't no American thing. This an Edomite thing, an Hamite thing, and an Elamite.
Yep.
You should know who they are by now when you're saying their real biblical names.
It says Parent 1 and Parent 2 could legally replace Mom and Dad in France.
See that? You can't. They won't be saying Mom and Dad. You got to say Parent 1 and Parent 2, because that feeds into the Parent 1 and Parent 2 could be Bob and Bill,
right,
or Susie and Jane or something like that. Parent 1 and Parent 2.
It says Paris, if France's new socialist government has its way, mothers and fathers will cease to exist. In legal papers, that is. Legislation that would legalize same-sex marriage would give homosexual couples the right to adopt children. Also would replace the terms mother and father with Parent 1 and Parent 2. In all legal documents, including birth certificates.
I got a scripture. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
Right, that's unrighteous, and not only is it unrighteous, it's grievous, man.
Right, that's why I say destruction.
Because they're turning the natural way of things, the natural order of things, they're turning it upside down, inside out.
Yeah,
you know, totally contrary.
To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
Right, man. And widows are their prey because they teaching these young men through their mothers, you know.
Yeah.
And these faggot fathers how to be faggots.
Yeah. And how are you robbing the fatherless? You robbing the children of Israel, the kingdom of heaven, when you set this up. Because when they're doing these homosexual acts, they're going to be cut off from the promises. And these elites know that. That's why they're pushing all of this to destroy the nation of Israel.
They already and they have.
Right.
So they ain't got nothing to lose.
It says, the proposal has outraged France's religious establishment and triggered a wave of criticism from many who say such changes to French law should be put to a public vote.
No, it was just a document.
It says, a referendum must be held to allow a real debate.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that should be up.
It says, the proposal has outraged France's religious establishment and triggered a wave of criticism from many who say such changes to French law should be put to a public vote.
I got it.
10
and 6. I got it off. This is Mark 10 and 6. But from the beginning of the creation, the Most High made them male and female.
Right. The Lord said from the beginning of creation. All right. So the perverseness and the wickedness wasn't something that the Most High set up. Go ahead.
It says, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife.
Right. This is the Lord who you call Jesus Christ, man. The ruler to be.
Yahushua. And they twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twine, but one flesh.
Right. They're supposed to come together and reproduce.
Yep.
And so creation can continue. So this is another tool and step for the Georgia guys going for the population control. This Genesis 1:27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
Right. It didn't say transgender, faggot, or lesbian.
And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish in the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that move upon the earth. So, that's from the beginning. So what is y'all doing?
I got something out.
That's fulfilling that Georgia guy stuff.
President Obama issued a directive to all U.S. government agencies that engage in international activities to make advancing LGBT rights a top priority.
We have done more in the 2.5 years that I've been in here than the previous 43 presidents to uphold that principle.
The Obama administration defends the human rights of LGBT people as part of our comprehensive human rights policy and as a priority of our foreign policy.
For us, family stands at the heart of everything we do. We live for the family.
Gay rights are human rights, and human rights are gay rights.
We do not want any discrimination against anybody under any condition, whether sexual or otherwise. But we have to state clearly and forcefully that this concept stands against everything we stand for in Africa.
And because we have rights, governments are bound to protect them.
The issue of sexual orientation in the United Nations human rights system has not yet mustered consensus. All the previous attempts to integrate sexual orientation into existing universally recognized human rights have not been successful.
Recently, there was an announcement both by David Cameron and by President Obama that, you know, they are willing to cut off aid to countries who do not recognize LGBT rights. No, we want to object to that as just being manipulation. Downright manipulation to get us to accept something, a lifestyle which is proven to be scientifically unhealthy, a lifestyle which is contrary to the religion and cultures of most of our people. We take great objection to this type of manipulation, and we wonder if the American people are aware of what is happening.
Okay, this is Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Yep. See that? All of this that we've been bringing out through the study, how about Shemel Shai? We bringing out that everything in this world is out of course. And specifically the top thing that's at hand as we speak is this LGBT. Okay? Parent 1, parent 2. Exposing these devils and these black devils, as you can say, that they with this American lifestyle, really this Babylonian lifestyle, which is against the Most High and His Son. So that's why everything is out of course.
So okay? A lot of y'all ain't going to heaven.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
We want to see y'all on them ships. Yeah. So we trying to do this work, you know, and stay in it so we can see, so we can be on them ships.
They don't seal up the elect. Prove without a reason without what's the order of Yahweh by shutting down the shut.
What is amazing is that these countries that are harassing us, smaller countries, in these countries, the rate of HIV/AIDS among the homosexual groups there, typified as MSMs, that rate is increasing, and not only so, it is said to be out of control. This is recorded in the scientific journals.
The U.S. Center for Disease Control openly admits that although men having sex with men represent only 2% of the U.S. population, they account for approximately 60% of all new HIV infections and are 44 times more likely to be infected with HIV. And finally, they admit that men who have sex with men are, quote, the only risk group in which new HIV infections have been increasing steadily since the early 1990s.
Why then would they want us to accept this type of lifestyle as being a healthy and wholesome lifestyle? One has to seriously question the intentions of President Obama and the other presidents across.
This is Matthew 19:6. It says, wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. Mm-hmm. What therefore the Most High hath joined together, let not man put asunder.
Right. So whatever man that's a part of putting these agendas and these orders together, they going against Yahushua himself.
Yep.
And all y'all partaking in it.
Yep. Yep. You're an enemy of the Lord. That's it. Yeah, that was a good one. I got one more.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
This is 12. This is Daniel 12:10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked.
No, that's prophets of the Lord.
Yeah, man, because we going through affliction. Let your pastors tell it. You already say, but the Lord said, "Be ye afflicted." All right, and go through the sufferings he went through.
Our spirit, the righteous spirit, is vexed by the complexities of this world, man.
Why? Because we got one thing in common with Yahushua. The world hated him.
Yeah.
All right. They didn't want the Lord's word to be established.
Yep.
Exactly.
They wanted their wickedness to continue on.
What was that group that came out, the Bible Destroyer group?
The Bible Destruction Society.
Yeah, that's what they was doing.
Yeah. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's us. But the wicked shall do wickedly.
Right. So they going to continue to do their wickedness. Because that's what the Lord created them for. He created the wicked for the day of evil.
The third and perhaps most challenging issue arises when people cite religious or cultural values as a reason to violate or not to protect the human rights of LGBT citizens.
It's against Christian values. And we take, our Christianity differently. It's not like you put on a coat and you can take it off at night. We are Christians through and through, and that's Christianity. We adopted from, the very same people now who are coming in and saying, we're not giving you aid money.
It usually starts, from what I've noticed, it starts with the repeal of the anti-sodomy laws, but it doesn't stop there. Once these laws are repealed, it then gives opportunity for persons to demand other rights. Where they get to the point where they demand marriage or civil unions. Then it gets to the point where churches, there is a demand for these unions to be solemnized in churches. It gets into the educational system. It gets to the point of where criticism of the lifestyle then becomes an offense, and people are fined for this type of thing.
And to come in and to say we must change our laws, it's actually to come in and say what we told you about Christianity, what we told you about Islam is not true. Then the Bible maybe has to be changed in this case, because it's in the Bible, and we were told it's in the Bible. There's no witchcraft. You shouldn't have more than one wife. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. And homosexuality is wrong. Lesbianism is wrong. A man should not be dressed like a woman. Now to come in and say we have to change. What platform really are we on to say that we must change?
And none of the wicked shall understand. Right.
Y'all scoff at these videos, even though we prove without
reasonable doubt.
that they going and working against the Lord Himself.
Yep. We prove that we the people, according to the scriptures. We prove that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We prove that we got a lot of imposters of our nation that's working with this devil. We prove everything that we didn't learn from our elders, or that Yahweh Shai didn't put the spirit on our elders or us specifically, that this is the truth and the way, and we bring it out. They don't understand that. They don't understand that it's a higher power. That's why they on the left side. You see, our power is higher than your power. Our power set up your power. You see, that's what we dealing with. That's what we work with.
But they can't understand.
It says, but the wise shall understand. See?
There you go.
Yeah, we understand the time, what time we're living in. We understand it's the end of the world. You see that? And y'all fulfilling the shoes of the wicked.
Exactly.
And we fulfilling the shoes of the righteous.
Right, shoe footwear.
Right, because y'all trying to go to college, establish homes, play sports, go to the clubs. Just like in the days of Noah.
Yep.
They shall be just like in the days of Noah, eating and drinking, giving in the marriage, deceiving, being deceived. Y'all fit all them lots.
Oh man, scripture.
Okay, that's on this article. The next article that's being displayed is how over there in New Jersey they're signing laws to ban conversion therapy. Meaning you can't tell a gay person that he's not gay.
Now I see why Christian was being raising up when what's the guy name from here?
Scott Walker.
Scott Walker was going through his little turmoil here. They was bringing him up to see if he wanted to run for vice president and things of that nature, because he doing these things.
Yeah.
Now I see why New Jersey was built up so fast when what was the name of that hurricane?
Hurricane Sandy.
Sandy came through and knocked their whole beachfront out. That got built right back up.
Yeah.
Now I see why.
Yeah.
This is from FoxNews.com. New Jersey Governor Christie signs ban on controversial gay conversion therapy.
Yeah. Because it was once that it was a sickness to be gay that they used to lie about, or if you're gay, you're probably sick, or it's a mental thing.
It's a mental disorder.
Right.
The scientists used to classify that as a mental disorder. If you go into the I don't know the name of the book, but if you go into the science law book, they used to have that disorder classified as a mental disorder. And the Rockefellers had that taken out. Now, I'm gonna get the book and show it to you.
It says New Jersey Governor Chris Christie signed into law on Monday legislation that bars licensed therapists from trying to turn gay teenagers straight. Though the Republican said in a statement he did so reluctantly. Christie said the health risks of trying to change a child's sexual orientation,
What's the health risk?
How was it? As identified by the American Psychological Association, Trump concerns over the government setting limits on parental choice. Government should tread carefully into this area, he said in the signing note, and I do so here reluctantly.
But hold on, your parents already signed you over to these people, so really you ain't got. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, because you a straw man.
Yep.
And your kids don't belong to you. You send them over to the state. That's why the state can pass these laws that you can't whoop your kid in discipline. The kid can call the police on you. That's why they set all these counselors, social workers
at
up in the schools. Now they got 2 to 4 to 6 of them. And they come and ask the kids, how are you today?
Yeah.
Did you eat? Are you
Is
fine?
there any problems at home? This and that. If you walk in having a bad day, you got to get talked to about.
Yeah, they can
is
call
there
you.
anything anything going on at home?
Yeah, you right about that. Because I got done like that. I was walking, they felt that I was sad.
Right, exactly.
And I was called into the office and sat down and, given something to eat and so forth. And this is junior high school when I was going to Washington. And they was like, are you okay? Is your parent at home doing everything she's supposed to? Is there any abuse? Is there anything?
Right.
And I'm sitting there like, no, like what is going on with this lady? And I just remember that when you said. I went home, I told my aunt, and you know how black aunts are, they gonna snap on you anyway.
Right.
Hey, you doing up there now? You talking to
Right. Tell no business.
Yeah.
And all these school counselors, they got degrees in psychology and psychotherapy, so they can manipulate your mind to make you think that you got something that's wrong with you.
Right. I remember, not to go off, but I remember when I was in, I think it was in middle school, and I burnt myself ironing. And, you know, I told the teacher, yeah, I needed a little ice because I burnt myself. And she looked at me, she said, are you sure? Did you do it? I'm like, what you mean did I do it? Yeah, I burnt myself, I was ironing. She was like, who's all around? And you know, I'm trying to give people, I'm like, man, this is the devil. This is the devil. This is the devil. But, yeah. But go ahead,
It says the decision marks the third time this month that Christie has staked out a moderate position on a hot-button social issue as he seeks a second term in a Democratic-leaning state. And that's why he's going to get that second term because of this.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's all Washington about. Yeah. Using those pawns to push the agenda. That's it.
That's all America is about. Okay.
Go through and read this last part. It says Christie found middle ground on medical marijuana for children when he agreed Friday to allow growers to cultivate additional strains.
Right. So they're making it. So they making that witchcraft stronger and stronger with the THC.
Exactly.
That's exactly what they're doing. So they're gonna put the kids in a hallucinatory state, so they're not really thinking correctly.
Yep.
And going to these acts, how you think them parades be and them orgies be? They use them drugs.
Yeah.
Those ain't the conventional THC levels. Exactly. Like the brother just said. You talking about some high power
potent shit.
Y'all call it the loud.
Yeah. Right.
They're loud. And that's why you can't kick them habits.
Exactly.
That's why these kids are.
So it has become addictive. Yeah. Now it became addictive.
Yes. So if you brothers out there using witchcraft, that's what we call it, and you smoking, just understand the reason why you can't get that monkey off your back because you got a gorilla on your back. And I'm gonna tell you, like Elder Tara said. We don't have no remedy or no scriptures to get you off of drugs. If you're that weak-minded that you can't get off drugs, then you're going to die with the drugs.
And then that's...
I remember he specifically said that. Yep. He said, you better man up.
Yep. That should be common sense, though, really. But
it says, and for marijuana to be made in an edible form for chronically ill children. But he would not lift an oversight provision that could require as many as 3 doctors to sign off on a prescription.
And so America is all for your destruction.
Yep.
That's why they call it freedom, because it's really free doom.
Right, exactly. Free doom. Yeah. Okay, this is another document just further proving to you brothers this whole lesbian gay BS is everywhere.
Oh, yeah. We're going to overwhelm you with information now. Don't get no slack information out of us.
It says, this is from Southern Decadence, New Orleans. And the word decadence is from the Latin decentia, which meaning to fall, and in cadence to mean
demoralize.
Yeah, demoralize.
Yeah, it means to demoralize you.
So you Southern finna fall. No, y'all go ahead.
But basically, like the brother said, is to demoralize you. That's all. To demoralize the moral that we get is from the scripture. That's why we got the set up laws. Okay, thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. Honor thy mother and father. Those are moral things which is attached to our spirit. So the decadence is to demoralize you. Okay,
decay. Yeah,
decay. Right, to go under.
Yeah.
You see. Go ahead.
It says, it says, Southern Decadence. Here are the Southern Decadence questions that we get asked most often. If you don't find the answer to your question, please email us at info@southerndecadence.net. When is the Southern Decadence weekend in 2013? Southern Decadence is always Labor Day weekend. In 2013, the Southern Decadence dates are Wednesday, August 28th through Monday, September 2nd.
Right now, the Southern Decadence was set up for all gay marriages to go to New Orleans. Is it New Orleans?
Yep, New Orleans.
Right, to go to New Orleans to have their what is it? The praise of
oh no, they honeymoon.
right, their honeymoons. This is the new honeymoon suite. So instead of going to the Bahamas, you go to New Orleans to have your big, large honeymoon. It says the history of Southern decadence, New Orleans, largest gay events. Okay.
And it says since it was founded in 1718, New Orleans has marched to the beat of its own drum. For 2 centuries, those in control of the Louisiana state government have tried in vain to impose their prejudices on a city that is French, Spanish, Creole, African, Catholic, pagan, and very gay, in both senses of the word.
Yeah,
if nothing else, New Orleans knows how to throw a party.
Right. And that's why you see all these new popping up freakniks. You see these new bike clubs.
Yep.
Miami Beach Bike Club, Black Bike Miami Beach Club, 2011, 2012. Yeah, Black Bike Week. Yep. And all that, twerk this, twerk that. That's what all that's
being pushed up. Yeah.
If nothing else, New Orleans know how to throw a party.
Right, and wickedness.
That's why they got killed by that Hurricane Katrina, and then the Lord came back 7 years later and completed the destruction with Hurricane Sandy.
Yep.
It says from the world famous Mardi Gras to other more specialized celebrations. One of these celebrations began quite inauspiciously in August of 1972 by a group of friends living in ramshackle cottage house at 2110 Barrack Street in the Treme section of New Orleans.
Basically, okay, go ahead.
They give y'all a safe haven.
A safe haven to go do your wickedness. Okay, this is basically a Go ahead, brother.
This Proverbs, right there.
Yeah.
This Proverbs 30 and 11. There is a generation that curses their father and does not bless their mother.
Right. With the witchcraft and wickedness of this world going against your morals. So if you're cursing your father and your mother out, they just demoralize you.
Yeah. There's a generation that are pure in their own eyes.
Yep.
And
prideful.
Yet is not washed from their filthiness.
Mm-hmm.
There's a generation, all how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up.
Right, to everything of this world. Everything is a gazing stock
what's
to
that?
that.
What's
that?
Right.
Man, look at your phone.
The lust of the eyes.
Yep.
There is, because you notice when they do the Bike Black Week, that's all it's about.
That's all it's about.
Your motorcycles, look at old girl ass, man, how much drove you got, man, you swole, look at your new tattoo, dang, that's cold.
Yep.
Man, I'm in Miami.
Yep. Yeah, a big, America's a big a sexual feast party.
Cesspool.
There is a generation whom thieves are as swords.
Yep, the mouth, the wickedness that they come out their mouth, man.
And their jaws, thieves and knives.
Yep.
To devour the poor from off the earth. And the needy from among men. Right, selling drugs and all that wickedness and witchcraft to your people. Using, like the older guys, we did a lesson on these guys using these young girls for sexual pleasures and to sell them into prostitution.
Yep. And that's against the scriptures, man.
Right. And that's why we had that guy come out when we was out in Milwaukee to telling one of the brothers right on the camera that, man, I can hook you up, man. You can have bitches, man. You can have a trap house, man. I can get you money.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep. That's witch talking itself. Anything that goes against the scriptures is witch talk, witchcraft. Because like we read earlier, rebellion is as sin of witchcraft. It's like it.
All right, this Isaiah 59:7. It says their feet run to evil.
See, they feet run to this. They say, "Oh, it's a big party, a big parade for homosexuals."
Why? Because it feels good.
It says, and they make haste to shed innocent blood.
Yep, and that's the elites. They shed innocent blood because they know systematically what they're doing with this whole gay lesbian agenda, and it's gonna shed the blood of the Israelites.
Right, and our people quick to run and getting all them old world star hip hop
gang fights, and
3-on-4 and all this jumping in the club.
Yep,
and then that's becoming big, man.
It says their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths.
Yep. All of this is alluding to what the scripture just said.
Yeah, because once you look at the moral of the story, that's all you're doing is destroying every path there is, man. Especially the path of righteousness. It says, the way of peace they know not.
Nope.
There is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace.
Yep. The crooked path, that's why the scripture said in Psalms, the foundation of this world is out of course. That course is off. The course is thrown off. The right course is thrown off with these amusement parks, these what you call it, bread and circuses. So you trying to go on a straight path being honest and righteous, but you got bread and circuses in your walkway.
Right.
You got
so that one Jake who talking about, oh, he's still doing the truth, but he's rapping on the side. You know you going on.
Yep.
You know you going on.
Yep.
I don't know the brother's name. If I did, I'll call him out.
Yep.
But yeah, you know you going off.
Yep. Because you can't do this truth and then feel the need to still rap. That should be you gotta have a spiritual eye. What does the rapping bring? What was the rapping made of? Go into the history of why this hip hop rap started, for one. And you will see that it was an agenda of the elites to get us people to go off. So why is you taking part of that wickedness?
And what God do they fall up on?
Exactly.
But the bottom line which is a transvestite God.
Yep.
The homosexual, because they have the new thing jumping, which is the battle rap. And all your mainstream artists, they always talk about this because it's like the purest form of rap.
Yep.
Now, all they do is throw up the Baphomet. Just going back to what the brother just said, that's all they do is throw up
that's
the
their
Baphomet.
homosexual God again.
That's right.
Yep.
Jay-Z a homosexual. Yep. All the top rappers, they do some homosexual act. Whether either they do it or be done to them. Take your pick.
You can't do that on the side. That's the moral of the story, man. You can't serve two masters.
I got scripture real quick. This is 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Yep. Self-explanatory.
That's for the brothers like that brother who say he do rap on the side.
It says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
That's right, man. You don't love the Most High, man. Yahweh Shai, man, because your whole thing is to get some feel-good time for yourself, man.
Yeah.
And it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You fulfilling the lust of your flesh, man.
Yep. And
that's the corruptible body. Is that it?
Yeah, corruptible body.
Yeah, corruptible body. And then that's with that. And also going and stand on a topic that remains is homosexuality. That's of this world.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life.
Right. That's these gays and lesbians. That's these ones who want to be in this world. This I can make it, basically. Go ahead.
It says, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passed away.
Hey everybody, I'm Dan Joseph with MRCT.
Yep.
Now the other day, California Governor Jerry Brown signed a law which would allow students from ages K through 12 to use opposite-sex bathrooms if their gender identity was different from their biological sex. So if a teenage boy says he feels like a girl on the inside, he can now go and use the girls' locker room to shower, change, whatever. Now, most people would probably say that this idea is, insane. But we decided to come to a college campus where everybody's tolerant and open-minded and see how they feel about this new law. Do you guys think that's an okay law?
I think it's okay if they're feel attracted to, if they're a boy and they feel like a girl but they're attracted to boys. But I think if they're attracted to girls, then I don't think that that's okay.
I think it would be problematic.
You're right. Okay.
I think it would be a complicated issue.
I don't have a problem with it, but I think it's just like how the parents and how the teachers react. That's a difficult question.
How do you think your parents would feel
I
about
think my
that?
parents would not like that.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not sure if I'd feel comfortable allowing that to go. I think there would probably have to be a third option.
Are you all right with that?
So just to let you guys know that this already happened.
I mean, I guess if that's what they have to do.
If the girls are okay with it, if they're like comfortable enough, then it's fine.
Well, you
I mean, we had one at our school this year, so.
You had a transgender student?
Yes.
Did he shower with you guys?
I wasn't in the locker room, but he used the boys' bathroom.
He used the boys' bathroom?
And he was a girl.
So would you oppose or support some sort of bill like that if it came here to Virginia?
I would probably wouldn't support something like that because it forces people to be in bad situations.
I feel that people should be able to express themselves however they want to, and if they feel that's who they are, then that's who they are. But you also have to take in mind the sensitivity of the other students and their parents if they don't feel the same way, unfortunately. So I think there has to be like a balance of like allowing them to still be themselves, as well as respecting the thoughts and minds of others, even though they may or may not agree with it.
I mean, I remember high school kids get away with a lot of bad stuff that a lot of kids nowadays would probably take advantage of rules.
Well, right. You mean like a guy who just wants to see some naked chicks?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm transgendered. You know, I need to go to the girls' locker room.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what I would do.
My name's Dan. I'm
basically what we were saying
earlier,
I have
the man parts, but inside
it's already here. Basically, it's already here, and people are already taking action on it.
with you in there and change and shower and stuff, because I don't really feel like comfortable in the men's area, it's just weird. Is that okay with you?
Do you think it's appropriate to just allow a guy in there because he feels like a girl to change and shower with the ladies?
I can understand the concern of the parents.
So now we're gonna show you brothers.
I could see why you wouldn't want your daughter maybe seeing what is physically a nude male, even if he believes he's a woman.
I think there would be concerns with everyone because of the way America is and how we, put people in groups.
So what if that kid walked into the girls' bathroom and said, "Hey guys, I'm going to shower and change with you"? Would you be okay with that? No, you'd have a problem with that. Yeah. But you'd be okay.
I would be, but it's up to her.
I should qualify bad difficult situations.
Uncomfortable situations.
And I think that if I had a child that was transgendered, I would be afraid that he or she would feel uncomfortable showering with.
It could open up things to bullying, too.
Absolutely.
Because kids are mean, This is going to apply to, like, first graders, kindergartners. Do you think it's okay just to have a boy?
I've heard a lot of stories of where kids that age have felt that way, and the parents are allowing them to express themselves and be who they are. So I think that's a great thing.
Okay.
Like, I think that's beautiful.
So you're in favor of this? You think this is the right step? Got
it.
What would you say if you were a parent of like a teenage girl and you knew that situation was going to be happening in your school?
I could imagine because I have a younger sister.
Okay.
I can imagine my parents would take that a little strangely.
Might be a little upset.
Yeah, probably.
And all of a sudden, this guy who is a girl on the inside, I guess, walks in and wants to take a shower. You think that would be okay?
I really don't know how to answer that question. I mean, I guess there would be a lot of concern from a lot of people. I guess it's just different people would have different views on it.
But you'd be totally fine with that?
I mean, I would be iffy at first, I guess, and it would be pretty different. It'd be pretty weird.
I feel like a girl on the inside.
I feel like it's coming from a good place, but it could be taken advantage of by people who maybe don't have the best intention.
I thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. Okay, well, I'm just nervous, It's hard. Okay, thank you so much.
Sure, no worries.
You have no problem with that, though.
I'm okay, but I'm pretty sure you have to check in with them.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. I should do that. Okay.
I don't want to cause trouble.
No. That's fine. Oh, you're such a peach. Thank you very much.
Notice they ain't interviewing no Jakes. Yeah, they'll mess up their whole interview because Jake is snapped.
It's too emotional. He's morally inclined.
Right, exactly.
That's black.
Black one want to shake his hand. Well, you never know nowadays.